And we're back in action. Kind of, sort of. Now, I just have to remember what I was doing. I am still in the Caverns of Chaos, and I believe the next stop on my journey would be to the town of Dwarf Town. So for the moment I have reached the level of the arena, so I shall be doing that for a little. For cash and general fun. Now, these Rattling traders look awfully muscular. And I believe that is a sausage on a stick. Excellent, can I have some of that? Fat worm. Nope. I would not like to buy that thing you are offering. Let's see what's up with this. Cooked roach. No, thank you. Fried bat. That is an option. I'm gonna give you a meaningful name for that. And move on, because there's something even better on offer, I'm sure. That is a fancy hat you have there, Dak. Love the feather. I'm gonna get back to you right away. Let's assault this. Cooked roach, nope. Stuff it down your own orifice of choice. Help to stop those unratish fights. I will not do that. And you, who I was after. Ah, that's new. They're actually telling you how much there's in stock. And for the first time, usually I just buy everything they have, but something about the number 774 makes me think I may not need quite that many cooked lizards. I'm gonna go with 300. It tells you how much gold you have. Yeah, that sounds way more likely, actually. No, well, I'm gonna take the 20 cooked lizard. Oh, and give you another meaningful name. I am all out of... Why aren't you a girl so I can call you Elizabeth? Elizabeth. Close enough. I'm really in the mood for some Kentucky Fried Chicken right now. Even more fat worms. Thank you. Nope. Fried bats. Nah, now that I know there's a cooked lizard trader, I don't think I'll be needing any fried bats for near future, especially since there's a second one. Who also only has a minuscule amount of fried cooked lizards left, but probably still enough to take me through most of the game. As you might be already aware, at the arena, cooked lizards will eliminate all of your food problems for the rest of the game, unless you spend a whole lot of time doing nothing and just eating food. Anyway, name the Rattling trader. I don't know. Herbert, the cooked lizards wonder. I'm sure I'll have no trouble at all remembering that in the future. And I feel stronger already. That was some awfully good cooked lizards. I haven't even eaten them. Maybe it was a huge bat. Or maybe it was just coincidence. As so many things are. Well met, stranger. Us is always looking for new talents. Talents to fight in the arena, become rich and famous. Art ye interested? Ask me if you want to mutilate some baddies. I'm not sure I can entirely place this kind of style of speaking. Well met once more, Cheryl. Mutilate some baddies. Well met once more. If ye want to fight, ye'll have to win a test fight to make sure ye art worth some gold. Okay, what's the test fight gonna be? A seasoned gladiator veteran who shall test my mettle. An invisible seasoned gladiator veteran who shall test my mettle. Metal. Not actually my metal. Oh, well, I'm not using adamantine battle axe, so my metal. 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 Moving on. I am fighting a rat. Well, I'm gonna get killed by a rat in close combat. I wouldn't make much of an entertainment in the arena. That is for sure. Okay, now the second fight to the death that I will actually get paid for, I'm sure will be much more... It's another rat, isn't it? This one's a giant rat. That makes it infinitely more fearsome. Also, no match for me in melee, though it is taking embarrassingly long. Embarrassingly long. Wow. Yes, 155 gold pieces for killing a giant rat. It's an RPG, or it's just another day in RPG land. Here's a hobgoblin, also dead. Oh, at least that was kind of. At least it wasn't a regular goblin. And this is a fearsome undead creature. The skeleton of a rattling fencer, who is infinitely less dangerous than the rattling fencer would be in its place. And for some reason or another, this particular skeleton of a rattling fencer is wielding a spear and has a human skull. Well, there's only so much they can do with these graphics, which is understandable. It's a bit of a... It's a bit curious. Using graphical tiles and individual sprites for all the creatures just highlight how much flexibility the ability to have to use letters for everything offers you. You can just... Instead of just having one type of skeleton, with all human skeletons, the game used to have a system where all manner of monsters could actually exist as skeletons. You had rattling fencer skeletons. You had an infinite variety of skeletons. Well, at least a variety equal to how many creatures there were in the game. Only now you run into a limit because you can't actually afford. Since all those skeletons are mechanically equal, at least I don't think the type of creature the skeleton is from actually affects how strong the skeleton itself is, because maybe that's a function of the necromancer's power who summoned the skeleton, I don't know. You have all these different skeletons according to the description, but of course there's no way you're gonna do sprites for each and every one of them, which is a bit unfortunate, but actually it's not even worth remarking upon. But I have a lot of time while I'm doing all of these moderately difficult arena fights. Now, this Cheryl actually managed to stiff arm an ogre in melee combat. But this one here is a shadow, whose melee attack drains strength. And to that, Cheryl says, "So screw that noise, have some fireballs." Or frostballs, because I have double the castings in that. And now that you're melee range, a burning hands for good measure. Which is just about 3/5 of my entire offensive arsenal. Okay, 3/4 of my entire offensive arsenal, because Earthquake is useless. And probably wouldn't even have an effect on the arena level at all. Oh, well, I guess the left part of the level might be affected. Anyway, that's not a spell to actually use for casting. If you really want to try out Earthquake at some point, I'm not going to spoil what it does, but prepare to be underwhelmed. Fireball, on the other hand, is an extremely useful spell that any elementalist worth his salt would do well to master. Of course, that's not how the elementalist spell system actually works, which means I only have 28 casting points of Fireball. On a good day, that means I can cast it 14 times until it runs out. Though if you play smart, as with any caster, you can get get away with a lot less castings than you might think in the beginning, as long as you only use the spells that for enemies that necessitate their use. Anyway, for instance, in this case, one casting of Burning Hands was enough to send this guy running for the hills, allowing me to chase him down and finish him off. Wonderful. Elementalists are, as I believe I've mentioned before, often considered the weaker variant of the wizard, because they find a few books in comparison. But as I've always argued, where is this thing? Anyway. It's not so bad. You get enough spells to deal with most things, and outside of that you adapt, as you usually do in ADOM. It's an Ankeg. Ankegs are a type of monster that can conceivably defeat me, as in kill me. And if I remembered whether I was acid resistant or not, though I believe I am, since I did fight giant ants at some point, and I usually always get acid resistance from an ant corpse when I do, I should be fine. One problem that elementals tend to face is, of course, that there are numerous types of monsters. I really hope I didn't just play the entire first half of the game with a muted microphone. Holy crap. Holy crap, I'm gonna have to check the recording afterwards. This is gonna be a long ass. No, that would really suck. I'm gonna have to check something really quick here. Alright, I have good news, or obvious news for you. I did not mute the microphone during the first part of this video, and everything should be able to continue just fine. And I know, if you're hearing this, I probably figured out how to edit video to actually avoid having to snap these videos into 2 parts. Just to, anyway, this is really all not at all relevant to you. I believe I have an imp to slay, and I shall continue doing so right away as he would just stop running. I think I am carrying entirely too much weight around with me. That might be part of the problem here. Oh, Christ. Why am I carrying so much? What is all the stuff I'm carrying? The majority seems to be made up by entirely regular shields. I really have to do a big-ass flogging session once I reach Dwarf Town. Some iron rations, some large rations. The cooked lizards weigh barely anything, which is their main appeal. But I guess this is the time to eat some more of this delicious, or somewhat less delicious food. Yuck. Bland rations. And continue my foray into gladiatorhood. Morituri te salutant, hippogriff. Alright. That is a hippogriff. Well, yeah, it does have some kind of horse-like feet in the back. That is sure probably what a hippogriff looks like. Haven't personally met any. So I'll take your word for it. I'm almost done too. Though of course I will not actually finish the gladiator fights, because there's a quest to do so later on in the game, which you will not get if you actually finish the arena as soon as you reach it. I'm feeling like playing it a bit safer with these last few fights because the monsters on offer are a bit harder to kill and tend to hit a bit harder as well. A hellhound, which is actually immune to fire, so I'll have to move to my other element. The other element in my commander this time. A wizard of similar level would usually now be able to cast not just firebolt or frostbolt, but several types of other elemental bolts that the elementalist actually never actually gets to a lot of castings of. Lightning is woefully underrepresented in the elementalist spell repertoire, which is kind of a bitch. Anyway, I'm done with the arena for now, and I shall continue my spelunking. I believe that is a word. Which I wonder if it is as dirty as it sounds. Whoops. Oh no. My -1 to hit arrow was consumed by the heat. And I have taken 1 health point of damage. However shall I stomach this loss? Probably it will be slightly easier to stomach than the giant rat I just ate. Though it did taste like chicken, and I do like chicken. Some are more than lizards, but you take what you can get. I don't really need Kawaii Mancock, so that was a good pick. Oh, I really hope I'm not going to have to record another video of a 40-minute herb farming session, like I did for Hocus Pocus. No one wants any of that. Right, that is out of downstairs, so I'm gonna get to the other end of this thing and such. Well, I have not actually played ADOM heavily for a long time now. I only ever get back into it to do some more episodes of this stuff. Once in a full moon. Once in a full moon, that would be every 4 weeks. No such luck. No such luck, as you're well aware. Or not. At any rate, yeah. I haven't been playing ADOM as much. It's a bit disappointing, but there it is. I'm still kind of waiting for the full Steam release to really get back into it, because as it turns out, a lot of new content is getting added, a lot of new dungeons and so on. But not much of it is available for the free general public as of yet, because most of it's tied up in the development releases. So there's not really much to play just yet. Once ADOM 1.2.0 rolls around, maybe I'll get back into the obsession, but until then, there's usually some other games, though I've played a lot of ADOM by now, so getting back to it is like meeting an old friend. And you never quite forget how it all works. Kind of like riding a bike, except I'm probably better at playing ADOM than I am at riding a bike. And to my shame, I probably have spent more time of my life playing ADOM than riding bikes. Not sure what that says about me. Probably nothing good. But anyway, I'm playing video game to block out reality, not remind myself of it and such. Ooh, gold pieces. Excellent. That has successfully distracted me from an impending existential crisis. Yay! And hooray! It's a bunch of orcs I can kill. All die. I do like the fact that the regular orcs and orc scorchers are not very visually distinct, because they don't need to be. They're about the same strength at the end of the day. It's just important that the more dangerous kinds of monsters are. But I think the game's been doing pretty well in that regard so far. I'm not sure. I keep forgetting what it is like every time I take another few months to play it. Well, that's how it goes. You can only play video games if you have fun. Target practice, target practice. That's a large orc. I'm gonna play it safe here. Go for the burning hands. Note the presence of armor, which denotes this kind of orc, this orc, to be the more dangerous kind of orc. Though the ASCII mode has that down too, with the dark grey color that it grants to large orcs. Actually visually distinct enough to pick them out of the gaggle, so to speak. Send a fireball this guy's way, these guys' way. And I realize now this is actually a vault, and I didn't even realize that I felt excited upon entering the level. Which I guess is... doesn't matter much because it's just orcs. It's probably the easiest kind of vault there is. Not just probably, I think. It definitely is. It's still gonna be decent in terms of loot. Because vaults get some bonus loot created, I think. Anyway. Running isn't gonna work very well with strained, or with an exclamation point. So I probably might not even have bothered, but it's probably... it was still best to avoid getting surrounded. Gonna eat that iron ration off the ground, because it's too heavy to actually carry, and I have now no food problems whatsoever. I'm gonna carry a spare torch, that could be useful. I'm already full with the corpses of these orcs. Because, as any other Rattling would, I require 5 meals a day, and they have to be the flesh and blood of my freshly slain enemy, so I get cranky before bedtime. Speaking of bedtime, Ancient Remains of Mystery is one of many roguelikes that does not implement a sleeping mechanic, or the need for sleep. Which is entirely justified, because that would be stupid. Well, not stupid, sometimes something to do, but it would also call attention to the fact that spending days upon days upon days traveling through the darkest dungeons and slaughtering innocent creatures, or not so innocent creatures, for days upon days upon days without a break, it's kind of an idiot thing to do, and kind of impossible thing to do. You have to have some suspension of disbelief there, I believe. I would say. And yes, this happens if you're strained with an exclamation point. You fall down the stairs because... well, it doesn't look like it, but technically I shouldn't even be scampering down hallways with my walking stick. I should have a backpack the size of myself on my back. I believe a weight of 3,500 stones, with one stone being 50 gram, is 50 grams. It's close to 300, 400. A whole lot of kilograms. And I believe, since I myself only weigh 61 pounds, I'm actually carrying a multiple of what I weigh. But my sprite still looks like a Rattling with a walking stick. Those are the limitations. It would be quite boring if I couldn't carry quite as much, I believe. Gotta have loot, gotta have stuff. What can I say? And it's a nice side effect of training my strength score. Until eventually it goes up to 18, which is the limit of strength training with encumbrance. I'm not just doing it for fun. Or because I'm too lazy to prune my pack and get rid of the useless stuff. This is a white baby dragon. And its sprite is completely friggin' adorable. I almost feel bad I have to kill it. Well, yeah. Almost. Orc zombie. And now it's running away from me, which is... Well, I'm gonna try the following. I'm gonna offer peace to the white baby dragon, and it can live on its adorable days forever after. I'm even gonna name it. Lester. Go on then, Lester. Go on and go home and be a family man. Dragon. Clay golem. These look pretty impressive. And now that it has slowed me, I'm actually in DEFCON 2. Slight panic mode. Break out the burning hands. Lester, I believed in you. I wanted to give you a chance. Why did you have to stab me in the back, Lester? Why are you forcing me to do this? No, Lester, no. Ooh, shiny. No, Lester. Thanks for your gold. Tragedy in action. I feel bad now. Poor Lester. He had such a bright future ahead of him. Of growing up to be a big, strong, ancient white dragon. And plotting bloody revenge against any of those who slighted you. Oh, it's getting harder and harder to feel bad about this now. Oh, Lester. Why, oh why, oh why? You could have had some baby dragon kids, a baby dragon wife, or, well, hopefully adult dragon wife. That was kind of inappropriate. You could have spent your days skipping in the grass, occasionally eating a peasant or two, or their sheep, and this is actually a big room, isn't it? I have to be a little careful now. Quickly find the downstairs and all that. There was already a herb cycle, which usually means that some of the herbs have disappeared. Let's see. Caveman gets burning hands because they have a fairly strong punch and pretty high amounts of HP. I can salvage a 2x2 square from these. That's no problem. Some bread here. It's a Wraith. Wraiths actually possess a strength draining attack too, so it's time to break out the burning hands. Huh, wait. It's a yellow white. That would usually be a clay golem, but a clay statue. I don't remember any clay statues. I remember stone statues, but not clay. Roughly humanoid creation of clay, most around human size. Attack with mighty claw fists and pummel opponents in pulp in a mindless and tireless attack routine. The clay they were molded from has supernatural powers that allow it to mend and heal itself. I don't think there were clay statues in any of the versions I played, which makes this a premiere. Well, I don't know just how hard they hit, but apparently they do not enjoy fire. And this guy just disarmed me, which is really kind of a dick move, man. And I pick up the battle axe once again. Wait, what? Oh! Stupid fairy dragons. That is a comic lizard. Very easy to distinguish those from regular lizards now. Quite grateful for that. This is a chaos sister slash brother. I didn't actually check before I killed it, because I am blind to gender. It does not matter. I do not discriminate. Everyone gets a hand. Everyone dies. I'm an equal opportunity mass murderer. That is what I am. Oh, Lester, why did you... Why, oh why? That was a bad idea. I just was paralyzed for probably a couple of turns, because I attacked that floating iron melee. If anything dangerous had been nearby, it would have ended very poorly. And this looks like there's a jackal weir afoot. Or a paw. No, wait, they do have feet. I'm dumb. This is what? Ah, an assassin. And a rattling master thief. And a skeleton. I am a bit annoyed now. And yes, the rattling master thief did steal all my stuff. Holy crap. Bad idea, bad idea. I mean, I wouldn't have killed you any harder if you hadn't, but... Okay, it was a neutral idea. It did not have any bearing whatsoever on your continued existence, because you didn't get to spend the money, and you would have died anyway. Actually, that's not true. I don't usually tend to kill non-hostiles. So, one neat trick the game could try is create a rattling thief or rattling rat thief, neutral, but still let it steal my stuff. Because then I'd have to debate whether I want to actually kill them just to get my stuff back, if I'm gonna be as materialistic as that, or if I feel compulsions about taking the life of another being that doesn't actually want to kill me or any way harm me, but just took my stuff. If I really value the... Oh, well, that's interesting. If I really value the life of my fellow creature that much, that I would not do that. Which of course I would. I like my stuff. I like my stuff more than, well, basically anything except my mother. And I'm not sure I would like my mother very much still if she took all my stuff. It's a matter of principle, I believe. Scale mail, I believe, weighs 400 stones if it is iron, so this should be mithril scale mail, something along those lines. It is, and is in fact mithril scale mail of hate, which I believe switches my tactics away from coward to very aggressive, or something along those lines. And nope, I am actually mistaken. What does scale mail of hate do? I think I remember, and I'm probably won't like it very much. If it is what I remember. If it is what I remember, I should take it off before Dwarf Town. And anyway, look it up before I move on. And let's displace a beast. These take forever to actually hit, so I'm gonna just skip to the point. The burning-handed point. Subtle letter is what I already own, so that's out. Yeah, I think Scale Mail of Hate is the one that randomly causes other neutral creatures to hate me and want to attack me. And I do not want that to happen. Oh, what? Sneak up on me while I'm undressing, you pervert. I guess that's why you're a dark orc instead of a regular orc. I wonder if I had a point there. Apparently not. There's more of these stupid clawbacks here. Okay. Next level could be Dwarf Town. Next level is, in fact, Dwarf Town. Wonderful. Let's see some of these dwarfs. This one apparently is a female dwarf, which have their own sprite after all. And the female dwarfs do not have beards, which kind of disappointing, but I guess that's not everyone's cup of tea. I really like this work, so I always like seeing female dwarfs with beards. And I'm sure out of context that sounds really bad. Well, there's a spellbook in here, which is actually pretty nice. Potion of uselessness even. And my C's just spontaneously multiplied too much, so I'm gonna move out of here. Rune actually is a Hurfling priest and actually has its own graphic for being a Hurfling. He's just as tall as me, he has the kind of hobbit-like hair that you know from the movies, and he does not wear any shoes like any right-thinking individual of the Hobbit persuasion. And here's an altar, and did the music just change for the altar? It's possible. Anyway, let's meet the town elder. Well met, Cheryl. My name is Thunder, and I am the elder of this humble settlement. You do look pretty elder. Good to see a heroine. I do not want to talk about quest. I want ye to slay a hill giant to prove your valor. Okay. Turn to me when ye have succeeded. And because I'm massively spoilt and have to play this game somewhat more than it's healthy, I already know how to ask him next. Aye. We closed the deeper levels of dungeons to prevent foolish adventurers from uncovering even greater evils. The portal seems not to be able to lock the forces of chaos away, but at least it prevents the foolish from wreaking havoc. Do you want to venture beyond the portal? I do. First, you need to prove your worth in a quest. Color me surprised. A vile necromancer has defiled the grave of one of our bravest heroes. The graveyard is located in the southeastern part of the Draculor chain, approximately 200 miles from here, which is an entirely impractical distance for us to cover. Find it and kill the evil sorcerer. Purify his grave, and ye will be rewarded. Take these items to help you in your quest. No, you got it all wrong. First, you give me the quest, and I complete the quest, then you give me stuff. I mean, there's even a potion of water in there. I mean, yeah, it's just water, but it happens to be holy water, which is one of the more useful things you can have. And a ring that vibrates. It's kind of dirty if I think too long about it. And a holy symbol, which okay is pretty useless. And a bone, and I have yet to figure out what the purpose of the bone in this particular pile of items actually is. Because there's a purpose for the holy water. There's a purpose for the... what were the other things? The ring, I believe, because it's a ring of stun resistance or something like that, which might be useful. And there is a purpose for the holy symbol, because it can be used to chase away undead. There's absolutely no reason why his guy just gave me a bone. The only explanation I can find is that he thinks I am a dog. And judging by how I'm just itching to do all of his quests for me, he might be closer to the truth than I entirely want to admit. Why a bone? And why did I pick it up? And why do I feel this urge to bury it in the backyard? There aren't even any backyards here. I probably should stop thinking about this stuff. Anyway, let's clean out this shop here. But first I have to actually sell some stuff so I can even pick up. Oh yes, I remember something. First I actually want to identify all of my stuff. And to do that, first I'm gonna drop all of my items unknown status on this altar. Altar. Pick all of my stuff up again, which will allow me to identify most of it. All of my hats and caps are not cursed, which is good. But the one I'm wearing is cursed, so that's out. I can test out braces? No. Gauntlets. I can test out my gauntlets, that's good. So the regular gauntlets I will not wear because they might be gauntlets of peace. So I'm gonna move on to these gloves, which are better than my old gloves, and these gloves, which are shitty, and these blue gauntlets, which I do not know, but they probably won't be better than these studded gloves, which are pretty amazing. As for the boots, I have a pair of light boots that actually are better than my current pair of spiked boots. So I can move on to selling my stuff. The medium shield and the large shield are regular shields, which I probably won't be using. So I can throw these onto the floor here, which is the way transactions are done in ADOM, as you all know. I've actually yet to use all of these weapons, so I'm going to move on to that right away. But first I'll check the rest here. What do I not need? These lumps of clay I need not. This holy symbol I don't need either, because they're much too unreliable actually chasing away undead. And they sell for some money, which is better than no money, as you all know. These burb roots I will not use, because burb roots are the only truly useless herb in the game. Oh well, I guess demon daisies and devil's roses don't get a lot of use either. But if you actually want to get poisoned, this is one way to do it. There's actually no reason to ever eat any demon burb roots and shit. Moss patch Moralen, same old stuff as always, and a lot of gemstones that I haven't identified, which I'm gonna keep because they weigh nothing. This stuff can all go, I already know, and I'm gonna check the weapons I have in my pack, which includes a blessed club of penetration. And now I wonder, did I already know this for some reason, or did I just have an inkling that it might have been? Because I don't usually just pick up and carry on clubs with me. How did I know it was penetration? Did I know? I don't remember, and I don't think so. I have a rapier, which isn't as strong as a regular sword, but for some reason has armor rating, which I wouldn't complain about, but I really do need the damage of the other weapon. Crystal dagger, which is fairly unremarkable, and I mentioned broadsword of weakness, which is gonna get sold right away. Nothing to improve on my adamantium battle axe at any rate. So I'm gonna keep selling stuff. I don't need either of these two, don't need a rapier, and I'm gonna keep the lesser club of penetration because penetration is a damn good suffix. Right. Now with that done, let's see what I can buy. It's great to identify, cure poison, don't really need that. I do want the spell book. Stack of regular arrows could be useful, Even more regular arrows. I'm actually gonna go for it, because why not? Arrows are always useful. Free action, very useful indeed. Unless I already have one, but I don't believe I do. Nope, I don't. I only have the black torque. Skull Club, personal uselessness. Trollish War Club. I believe this is also a new item. And I don't want one. Giant Slaying, I don't need. Turkeys, I don't need. Oh. Oh, I did not see that at first. This is some damn good armor. It's probably gonna burn my first firewall trap, but until then, it's gonna be great. Also expensive, but in this particular case, it's easily worth the money. Anyway, what do I have to pay? It's less than I have. Which is always good, because that means I can actually afford all of this stuff. Equip my braces, which brings my armor rating up to a very healthy 13 PV. And this is where I end the session for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time.